CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. Calgarians will notice a big jump at the pumps today. Most stations are now charging over $1.50 a litre. It's because of the escalating conflict in the Middle East. 20% of the world's oil supply travels through the Strait of Hormuz, which has been cut off by the war in Iran. That's pushing global crude prices even higher, with WTI surpassing $90 US a barrel today. For Alberta, it's a double-edged sword. Higher oil prices will help bring down the provincial deficit, but it also means higher gas prices for drivers. Airline fuel is also being impacted, and travelers are being told to prepare for higher ticket prices. Police are investigating after a truck hit two pedestrians, including a toddler in a stroller. It happened just after 11 this morning in Inglewood at the intersection near Dean House. Police say the toddler was not injured, but a woman with minor injuries was taken to hospital as a precaution. The driver remained at the scene. Investigators are still piecing together how it happened. And police would like to speak to anyone who recognizes this man. He's accused of a vandalism spree on Martindale Drive last month. Investigators say 10 vehicles had their tires punctured on February 7th. The province says improvements to Deerfoot Trail are proceeding on schedule.
Two more segments left to go, kind of the middle part of Deerfoot and then obviously the Ivor Strong Bridge at the south. That'll take about 2 years to complete, so hopefully by 2027 the final Deerfoot construction will be done, and not putting words in Acon's mouth, but that's our hope, to be able to complete that. And then Anderson-Bow Bottom Trail, that to be done hopefully by the end of this year as well.
The province put $8.3 billion over 3 years toward highways in the recent budget. $1.7 billion goes to Calgary, of which $266 million is for Deerfoot Trail. The province also says talks are ongoing with the City of Calgary to tie the Blue Line LRT into an airport expansion. Dreeshen says the province will release its passenger rail master plan later this month. Alberta and Ontario have signed an agreement to expand the electrical grid between them. Alberta Affordability and Utilities Minister Nathan Neudorf signed the deal in Toronto with Stephen Lecce, his Ontario counterpart. Every province except Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador is involved in the agreement. Neudorf says the deal lays the foundation for thousands of jobs, billions of dollars in investment, and a modernized electrical grid. Alberta already has agreements tying into the grid in BC, Saskatchewan, and Montana. In 2024, Alberta became a net exporter of electricity. March marks the start of wildfire season in Alberta. Since January, crews have responded to 27 fires, burning a total of 283 hectares. Only 2 of them are currently burning, and those are both under control. We've also seen fewer fires than the same time last year. Some of the provincial improvements to fight wildfires this year include 2 new hoist-equipped helicopters and 3 new night vision helicopters, along with enhanced training. The mayor of Jasper says rebuilding the town is ahead of schedule after wildfire destroyed a third of the community in 2024. The quicker recovery is thanks to new building projects funded by multiple levels of government. Evan Kenny is in Jasper with more on the latest developments.
The federal and provincial governments have teamed up, giving nearly $21 million to build these affordable housing units on the west end of Connaught Drive. Ottawa is giving $14.3 million for phase 1 of the project. That's going towards the construction of 40 units. The province is giving $6.5 million through Alberta's Affordable Housing Partnership Program. The government of Alberta is giving an additional $5.5 million to phase 2 of this project, which will build 40 more units. Jasper's mayor says the town was already short about 600 housing units before the fire and lost roughly 820 units in the fire. He says building projects are ahead of schedule.
We have exceeded where we thought we would be for 2025. So we thought potentially a third of the buildings that were lost might get started, and we are over 100 now. We consider that to be exceptional progress.
This land was sold to the town of Jasper by Parks Canada for $1. Phase 1 of this project is expected to be complete at the end of this year. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Jasper.
From the gridiron to Gucci, a University of Calgary Dinos football player has debuted on the international catwalk at Milan Fashion Week. 18-year-old Gavin Weiss was a model in Gucci's fashion show on February 27th. He was even featured on their Instagram page, which has over 51 million followers. Weiss was scouted by mode models at the Stampede when he was 15 years old.
I got a little nervous. They make it like a character. Like they're like, think about this character when you're walking. And that's kind of how they do it with it. And so they told me like Italian mob boss.
Weiss isn't letting the attention get to his head. His focus remains on being the best running back for his hometown Dinos and acing his midterms right now. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnewscalgary.ca.